Welcome to our Osprey Daylite Expandable Travel Pack 26+6 review. If you're in the market for a lightweight, expandable travel bag that can do a bit of everything, this is definitely one of the top options on the market. Or is it? In this video, I'm gonna take my experience from reviewing over 500 bags, break down this bag, talk about the pros and the cons, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're still not quite sure this is the travel bag for you, I'm gonna make a few alternative recommendations for travel bags that are similar, but have some different unique selling points that might better suit your needs, because ultimately we're here to help you find your best travel bag. Will this be the one? Let's find out by jumping into the gist of the Osprey Daylite Expandable Travel Pack 26+6. Osprey is a US-based company, and they've been making travel bags, I don't know, for almost like 50 years. And hiking bags too. They do a bit of everything. And they're one of the few legacy brands that have been really modernizing in a way that's very effective. That's where they've taken that old school sort of heritage look and feel and have been bringing it into 2025 and beyond. And this 26+6 has started to develop a cult-like following in the one bag community because of just how lightweight and versatile it is, which I'll sort of explain in depth throughout this review. Some of the bag's top features being 1, 2, quick access, pockets in the front, suitcase style, clamshell opening to the main compartment, an extra access point to the laptop compartment, Osprey's signature AirScape back panel technology, but probably most important of all is the ability to expand from 26 liters to 32 liters. Osprey bags are known for going in and out of stock for different colors depending on what season it is. This is the tumbleweed yellow. And for the size, it's probably the most important selling point because it's so masterfully executed. As to where you've got 17 inches height, which fits most international airline standards for a personal item. Same thing with the width of around 12 inches, and the depth as well, which we'll measure when the bag's fully packed out. But the whole goal is, that double whammy. It could be a versatile personal item and a versatile carry-on. And on top of it, it's ridiculously lightweight, coming in at 1.8 pounds on scale number 1 and 1.7 pounds on scale number 2, which for being a 32-liter backpack, because it is, right? It's very impressive. It's very light. This is the Daylite when it's empty, and this is the Daylite when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomadization team, non-expanded. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits, both expanded and not expanded. Osprey products are covered by one of the best warranties in the bag world. It's lifetime, and they're known for honoring it. And for all that, this bag only runs around 100 USD, which is mind-blowing in terms of value. And if at any point during this review, you find yourself thinking to yourself, oh my God, it's 26 liters, it's 32 liters, it's only 100 USD and has a lifetime warranty, I'm totally grabbing one. And you're gonna make a purchase, or you wanna find out more information, we highly recommend that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomadization YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Osprey Daylite Expandable 26+6 travel pack. Now, first up with the front, let's talk about the aesthetic. Because for me, that's gonna be the biggest deal breaker for a lot of people out there. It's where you're like, dude, it's versatile, it's affordable. There's so many checks. There's so many boxes that are being ticked. But God, I don't want that old school hiker look. And for me, I don't either. I don't know if I'd wear this in public. It's just not my vibe. Margaret, is it your vibe? Would you wear this? No, I didn't think so. So this is gonna be the one killer thing that's not gonna work for a lot of people. It's it's that old school hiker, colorful, let's hit the trail and take some mushrooms kind of vibe. But if that doesn't mean anything to you and maybe you like that old school vibe, or you just don't care, you're just looking for value, then continue watching, please. Because Osprey does everything so right within that vibe. Starting with the fabric. Now, this is a 300D polyester. And to give it a bit of extra weather resistance, Osprey has given it a DWR coating. And polyester is great because it's super lightweight and quite weather resistant and rain resistant in itself. But it's not quite as sexy or premium or abrasion resistant as a more modern nylon might be. But to be honest, polyester is still incredible and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. And Osprey's really brought it into the future a little bit by giving it this sort of diamondy design, nice little shine to it. And Osprey's modernized logo is still a bit loud for my taste, but it's definitely better than their older logo from before. On the front, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 external loops. These are for clipping things on to your bag externally, whether it's a sunglass case or a water bottle. Or you can even grab some lash points so you can hold something on the bag externally. We've got a bottom handle here, not something that you'll be using to actually carry the bag with. Don't carry the bag like this. Not recommended. You're not gonna have a good time. But it's good for when you are popping the bag in the overhead bin like this, right? Just an extra point to grab the bag. Same thing when it's like underneath the seat in front of you. Nice to have. Now we got these 2 pockets here. All Osprey zippers, I assume, are YKK. Indeed, nothing but the best from Osprey. But notice they are not PU coated. No zippers on this bag are, which for me, I'm becoming more of a fan of, because PU coated zippers, while they look sleek and do provide a bit more weather resistance, they can peel over time. They make the zipper extra sticky. Osprey's also given their zippers a different color, help it pop. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like the colors that Osprey is doing here, you know, with the gold and the blue zippers, or do you wish that it was a bit more muted? Let me know what you think about Osprey's use of colors in the comments below. This first pocket is basic, no additional organization, and it runs down to the bottom. Actually, it's this whole panel right here, so you do have some decent real estate that you're dealing with. And then you got this quick access admin compartment, which has a key leash, runs down to here, and gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power mesh pockets. Are you power mesh? I actually don't know what kind of mesh you are, but it's elastic and nice, and we're gonna pack it out to see what it can fit. So we're gonna pack it out with a bunch of stuff, see what fits. For this compartment, you could fit a smaller book in here. Maybe a good spot for an adapter, portable battery. And then in this compartment, we have 2 larger pockets and 1, 2, 3 pen pockets. For me, 3 is 1 too many. I think 2 is good. 3 is just 1 too many, because the thing with the pen pocket is they don't really fit a lot of things, minus pens or chapstick. So I'm gonna use that 3rd pen pocket for the chapstick. It's kind of hard to grab. Yeah, it still works. I'm gonna throw my wallet in the first power mesh pocket. Power mesh is great. Actually, I don't know if it's power mesh. It's like a double layered power mesh. It's not as elastic as most power. It's weird. It's actually quite elastic horizontally, but it's not elastic vertically. This is some black magic, dude. This is cool. So I'm getting the stretch this way, but not this way, really. Osprey, I'm sure there's a reason why they do that. I'll be honest, like when it comes to like bags, I've reviewed a lot, and Osprey is just, they're so far ahead of the game. They have an entire R&D team that like lives in Vietnam. They have an entire factory. Like, they're just doing things and testing things that other bag companies really don't do. So if Osprey's doing it, it's probably for a really good reason. Throw some gum in here, AirPods, tissue at the bottom. It should be noted this is not the biggest compartment, so if you're trying to fit something bulkier in there, like a tech case, it's not really gonna fit. Just for smaller items and your keys. All right, that should do it for the front. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about the middle of the Osprey Daylite Expandable Travel Pack 26+6. On either side, we got water bottle holders. We should actually call them side pockets because they don't just hold water bottles. You can put other things in there, but typically they're used for water bottles, and these are kind of small. At the highest point, 7 inches, actually not that small, but at the lowest point, it's 4. We're gonna test those out once the bag is fully packed out in un momento. At the northernmost point of the bag, we got a nice beefy top handle. We got a great ventilated fabric on the bottom. Decent comfort, great top handle. And then we have the clamshell style opening, which is weird because it opens this way. Most bags open that way. I'm not picky about such things. Will not bother me in the slightest, but it's different. On this side, we have a single pocket with a see-through mesh, non-elastic. And then we have a sleeve, little air tag slot, a single compression strap, and that's it. Let's pack it out. So in non-expanded mode, this is gonna be a great bag for like, I mean, it could pair with a suitcase really well, because we'll talk about the luggage pass-through holder in just a minute. But also like, you know, if you're a super light, one bag traveler, then, you know, like me, you can get a packing cube with a week's worth of clothes, and then maybe a DOP kit and a tech pouch, strap it into place, call it a day, and you're good for infinite travel. And that might sound crazy to some of y'all out there, but it's not, because I literally have 3 shirts, 3 pants, 3 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks, toiletries, tech stuff, and all it means that I have to do is a lot of laundry and really stay on top of the laundry game, and you can travel perpetually. I've traveled for a month on a 22 liter, believe me, it's more than possible. But alternatively, this could just be a great day bag, right? So maybe you just wanna pack, you know, the stuff that you want quicker access to keep this bag underneath the seat in front of you, and then when you get to your destination, this is the one that you're using for the day trips. But let's say you wanna test out the additional 6 liters of expansion. You can see it's really opened up, right? So that expansion then has increased this gusset, which was here, to now here. This is where we can fit in a shoe bag, extra hoodie. And on this side, we'll throw my over-the-head headphones and a rain cover. Because like I said, this is not the most weather-resistant bag I've ever reviewed. And we're gonna be pushing its limits, but I think it should close because it's Osprey. and of course, it'll close. Now here's the deal with expansion. It is incredibly functional, right? You just went from a day bag / personal item bag to a carry-on. But on the negative side, expansion can just be messy. I mean, look at this like mess that's going on here, which for some, it's not gonna bother you at all, right? You are form over function if so. I'm kind of like form with function. I would carry this maybe, but I'd just be like, so like, oh, that's gross. I don't like that. And with the expansion too, it really has made the bag go like this way, right? Because normally a 32-liter bag would have a taller back panel to help accommodate it and give it proportions that just kind of make more sense aesthetically speaking. But now we have this smaller back panel and it's made it more blobby. And you can see that now we've got a freaking depth of like a foot. It's almost like 12 inches, which when you're wearing, it's gonna look a little goofy. Margaret's smirking right now. Stop laughing at me. I look cool. The kid is like heading to his first day of school, So like just pros and cons with whatever you're looking for travel. If you're looking for that sleek business backpack, this ain't it. This is not it. This is like, yo, I do not want to get charged for a checked bag. So like I'm gonna do it this way and then I'm gonna grab some souvenirs at my destination and then do carry-on. This is how you do that, especially at extremely lightweight and at an affordable price. The bag's bottom is decently flat, so it self-stands pretty well, just gonna depend on how it's packed out. Let's talk about these water bottle holders. I got a 24-ounce Columbia here, which you can see fits pretty well. We've actually got some additional storage space underneath this polyester fabric, so it's not just this power mesh, or what I perceive to be power mesh. You have more space. So 24-ounce Columbia fits perfectly. 1 liter girthy Yeti. Also, nice fit. It would have been nice if there was like a D-ring placed here so you can clip your water bottle onto it just for a bit of extra security. And the great thing about water bottle holders is they're not just for water bottles. You can use the other side for an umbrella. I like to put protein bars in here, but really it can fit many, many different things. We've also got a single side handle, but you know what? I'm getting a little ahead of myself. That's the back of the bag. So let's just transition into it. Let's talk about the back of the Osprey Daylite Expandable Travel Pack 26+6. Like I said, the side handle, it gets the job done. It's a nice webbing, really nice grabbage real estate going on there. So easy to carry, easy to grab. Can't miss that bright neon orange. But let's talk about laptop, because one really cool thing about this bag is if you're not like a crazy, consistent business laptop traveler, this bag's not gonna have any negatives for you because the laptop compartment isn't taking any space from the main compartment. Laptop compartments can actually be like 5, 6, 7 liters in themselves sometimes. So if you don't travel with a laptop, then sometimes that space is just like, what am I supposed to do with it? Tell me. I can't put anything in there. So this laptop compartment is great because you have a sleeve right here, and you can see fits my 13-inch MacBook Pro. And then this back door gives you access to the laptop compartment, easy peasy. I also got a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Let's see if it'll fit. I think it shall. Actually. This is one thing though, this is not the world's greatest dedicated laptop sleeve. It's not Osprey's demo. It's not their bag, baby. Austin Powers would have been a great bag reviewer, am I right? So just looking into this laptop compartment, it's a little flimsy. There's a decent amount of padding, but Osprey's, they're not a tech company. Right, they're just kind of throwing that in there like, hey, if you need it, we can help. You can see you can fit the 16-inch MacBook Pro in there though. And then I got a 17-inch Asus VivoBook, which kind of fits. Does it close? Yeah, it closes. We're getting a little tight on the corners here, but just keep in mind, like if you're looking for that tech travel bag, this is not gonna be the best. The access is compromised. We've actually got a decent false bottom, so I'll give that to Osprey. It stops right here, so there's some protection in case you drop the bag. But yeah, it's not a tech travel bag. It's not an Osprey's thing. But it can get the job done, and do recall, like I said, you have the AirTag holder right there as well. Now before we talk about comfort, let's talk about the luggage pass-through holder, because again, this could just be a great bag if you're not a one-bag traveler and you're somebody who wants a day bag for your trip, but you also want a bag that can give you a bit more space in case you're souvenir shopping at your destination. Not my thing, but I read all the comments and some of y'all, you love your souvenirs. Like, I've been to like 60 countries. I think I bought like 3 souvenirs in my life. I'm just not a souvenir kind of guy. But I know some of y'all will literally like bring an extra bag just for your souvenirs. So that extra 6 liters of space could be your souvenir space. So if you're pairing this with your suitcase though, you can see the luggage pass-through sleeve is quite nice. You got this thick space, which is very well sewn into the sides. This thing's not popping off anytime soon. And it's a great companion with your suitcase because you got these 2 quick access spots. It's not the chicest bag, don't forget that, but functionally speaking, amazing things are happening. And one other cool thing about this luggage pass-through holder is you can loosen up the shoulder straps and use it to stow these bad boys away in a really clean way. It's not gonna be perfect, they still might pop out, but when you are putting the bag underneath the seat in front of you, that excess dangle being put away is really quite nice. And it makes this little guy happy. But unfortunately, he cannot put down his sign yet. He has to keep on protesting, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a minute. I'll see you in a sec, little guy. Osprey's back panels, glorious. See that little thing right there? It says Airscape. What Osprey has done is they've, over the decades, they've just perfected ventilation in a way that's comfortable and lightweight, at least for most. You can see when it hits the light just right. Underneath this mesh, you've got all these lines. And this is like a harder material, which means it won't be Margaret's favorite thing. Margaret can always like feel that hardness and kind of like, you can feel those rivets on your back. But in terms of ventilation, what we got going on here is just, it's really impressive. Again, Osprey, I love you. I'm not gonna fanboy for you guys too much, but if you are hiring in your marketing department, just let me know. I'd love to work with you guys and bring you even further into the future. Call me. That ventilation of the back panel also extends to these shoulder straps. You can see, can you see right here? Yeah, you can see there's some breathability in these holes, all that mesh. And then talking about comfort, I'll go ahead and pop this bad boy on. And Osprey bags are always very comfortable. Like I said, they got a background in hiking, right? If you're hiking, you're carrying your bag for 8 hours into the wilderness, dodging falcons and bears and so you gotta, have a comfortable bag to do that. Shoulder straps for me get the job done. They're not super thick, but the ventilation is pretty impressive. I think that the shoulder straps are a little tight in terms of like here, kind of pressing against my neck a little bit, so this wouldn't work very well with a tank top. Sternum strap is great, helps to redistribute the weight of the bag to your chest instead of your lower back. And it's very easy to maneuver to your desired position. But what's not great is this and this and this, and welcome back, little guy. How have you been? Long time no see. I see you're still protesting dangle. He's consistent, if anything. And that's because this and this and this, not our favorite thing here at Nomads Nation. Osprey, I told you I want to work together, okay? And if so, I will help implement dangle, stoppage, to help keep excess nylon not from doing this. And this little guy can finally rest. One day, little man, one day. But I'll take it from here. But the good news is that if you think that the whistle is an underrated musical instrument that'll be coming back at some point in time, you can start practicing today with the Osprey sternum strap. I got a fever and the only prescription is more whistle, am I right? One thing to note though, I wasn't crazy about, with this luggage pass-through holder, we've got excess fabric. So when this was sitting against my back, I did feel this a little bit. There's like a crease and some excess fabric. It wasn't painful, but it was noticeable. And if you're still here watching this review and thinking to yourself, wow, this dude is on one, and he really likes backpacks. And so do I. We're a perfect match. Well, I gotta tell you that here at Nomads Nation, you might be happy to find out, we don't just do YouTube reviews where we, review bags and slings and travel gear, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field, where I'm keeping my finger on the pulse of the travel and EDC world and reporting to you the biggest drops, the best collaborations, killer deals, and we're also doing a ton of exclusive email list only giveaways coming into your inbox at least a couple times a month. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening in the world of travel and EDC gear, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter and hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Osprey Daylite 26+6. Pro number 1 is the versatility of the expansion. Pro number 2 is just how lightweight it is, even considering that expansion. And pro number 3 is the price point that you're getting all of this at. It's like 100 USD. Your value game is crazy. But on the flip side, for some cons, definitely not the sexiest travel bag on the market. And con number 2 is when it comes to tech protection and accessibility, this bag is average-ish. But if you're still watching this review and you've weighed the pros and the cons and you're thinking to yourself, Aaron, Osprey should hire you because you sold the crap out of that bag, but in a way that was honest about the cons. And I still want one. And a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase, you wanna find out more information, we do recommend you do so with the first link in the description. That'll make sure that you get the best price, and if there's any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, let's talk about some alternative recommendations for some bags that might better suit your needs. Alternative number 1 is gonna be the Tortuga Expandable backpack. Great option for you if you like the size range, but you want something that's a bit more modern, it's got more abrasion-resistant nylon fabrics, and significantly better tech protection. And alternative recommendation number 2 is gonna be the Knack Medium Expandable Series 2. Another great option for you if you're looking for that expansion, but you want more expansion. And you want a bag that can be carried in backpack mode or duffel mode very effectively in both scenarios. All 3 bags got their pros and their cons. Every bag has their pro and their con. The challenge is finding which pros and cons are best for you, but these 2 bags are some really good options. And to learn more about them, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.